Hey everyone, Mark and Joey here on Monday morning. And Joey, it's been a fantastic week of sports. And with our new format, first time last week with the new show, we're doing a once a week Ultimate Sports Channel Weekly Rewind. And it's a blast for us as we sat last night, went through a lot of things that have happened in this past week. And interesting story for you, our followers and fans, which is fantastic. We appreciate all the viewers that come in here. And Joey, tell us about the Ultimate Sports Channel and most importantly about Patreon.
Yeah, well, Patreon.com is a place where you go and you just make a simple account. It's free to set up, but then you get to search all these great channels, including ours, Ultimate Sports Channel. And you basically, it's a subscription process monthly, just like any streaming site you might use for your TV. So monthly, it comes around $5. It is to watch our videos. We do the one video a week on Monday, recap all the sports and all the stories that have happened in a top 10 type segment for each sport. And then we post a lot of other cool videos of extreme sports and kind of out there sports. We are the Ultimate Sports Channel, so we try to grab stuff from all over the world and all different types of levels of sports. And it's a $5 subscription on Patreon.com for you guys.
And we are the Ultimate Sports Channel, but we are not the risk takers.
No.
So we show other people doing those. It won't be us doing them personally, but there's some crazy people out there in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's tons of guys there, and we are lucky to put those videos up there. It's amazing what some of these people do just for the thrill. I don't even know what they're getting out of it, but I'm not that person. There's a lot of those people out there, though, in the world that love it, doing the skydiving and adrenaline junkies. So you'll enjoy our channel if you're one of those people as well. Or you're just into watching people do that kind of stuff, which those are the type of people we are, watching car racing or these guys who skiing off hotels and jumping out of planes. It's fun for us to watch it. It might be fun for people to do it. So anyways, we got those videos coming up throughout the whole entire week, leading into our one show that we do on Monday.
And I got to tell you about two things I saw yesterday. One was a guy in a snowmobile with a parachute coming down a mountain and literally driving to the end and then going off into a parachute. It was unbelievable. I don't know how he does it. It was just crazy to watch. I'm going to try and find that video for our station if we can get it without copyright issues. Also saw a feature on Mario Andretti yesterday, which was incredible. Watching his career and some really, he's been mostly injury free, but he had a couple of spectacular crashes. But here was interesting for those of you who may not remember Mario. I'm old enough to do that. You're not. Certainly look at filming of the old cars and things like that. It was amazing to see the safety of today against what those guys drove in those days. So if you get a chance to look it up, if I can find it and I can get it, I will put it on the channel as well. 80 years old now, still going. He's still driving the two-seater car. Took Steph Curry in his car, all that kind of stuff. So it's an amazing man, and the only one to win both the Daytona 500 and the Indianapolis 500 and a championship in F1. That's why he's known as the greatest driver. And the show is fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's he's obviously one of the best, and obviously his son and grandson have followed with good careers themselves. And like I said, I didn't see it, but obviously it's something that probably never be done because it's unlikely guys will take the risk of going to two different types of cars and then going over to F1 too. It's kind of more locked in now these days. You're either an F1 driver, you're either an IndyCar driver, an
Everybody's
NASCAR driver.
a specialist these days.
So it's unlikely we'll see that, but obviously very cool stuff.
We did this year at Daytona 500. Which driver came from F1 to try?
Yeah, I think Alonso.
Oh, yes, Alonso, yeah.
He didn't really come over to win because he didn't put in the effort, but it's also to come over and do IndyCar, not to come over and do NASCAR. I mean, that's probably the biggest switch that you could ever imagine. And I mean, Danica Patrick did it, but she did a whole career switch.
Right.
So it's a little bit different than coming over for one race. But yeah, very, very cool. We got lots to talk about this week, but that is part of the cool stories that we'll feature kind of at the end of our show. As a quick thing here, but we are going to get to the main sports and do a top 10 feature. If you watched last week, we did an 18-hole feature on golf, and we thought that was really cool. So we got
a lot of good comments that it was fast-paced. The comments were passionate but short. Really getting to the point. People love this, so we're going to do it in every sport. I do want to mention the website ultimatesportschannel.com. Go there. When we're talking about every sport, we have a sports feed every day there that covers the stories that are happening in the sports world. So head over to ultimatesportschannel.com every day. We are going to have a special feature there. We're going to have a bonus. If you go there and you email us, you're going to be able to get a free vacation, Joey. So we partnered with a company that gives 3-day 5-day vacations. The 3-day ones in the U.S., Orlando, Las Vegas, Myrtle Beach, a couple others. You can get that from us for free. So we've gone out, as we've talked about before, we try and do things for our fans. And if you become a subscriber, you automatically get that through Patreon. But if you just want to email us and say, hey, I've seen the show, blah, 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 whatever, we're going to be happy to send you that free vacation. So do that. Go to our ultimatesportschannel.com. You'll see our email, our contact information, and send it over to us. We're going to give you a free vacation. It's just a great option that we can do for you. And we're happy to do that. And then one of the things we try and do all the time is get these extras that we can post in there for our fans and our subscribers both. Now, one thing to mention, this week is the last week that everything will be open. So what we've done, even though we have a $5 subscription monthly, that you get all this stuff, we have had it open for a couple weeks, and we're going to leave this one open as well, so you get to see every video. But what's going to happen next week? We're going to go to the subscription.
Yeah, we are going to go to the $5 subscription, and we'll have many videos there. But yeah, we got to obviously want you guys intrigued to see how it's all working, and hopefully you enjoy it. And yeah, then we'll have to do $5 subscription. It's a timely thing for us. As we've talked about before, I am a professional golfer, so everything goes towards my golf career. And obviously time takes away from me practicing as well. But we're happy to do it. That's why we went to the once a week, and we cover all the topics. Yeah. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy it and enjoy the other videos as well, which are also public right now, but that will all go to the $5 subscription of Ultimate Sports Channel. And you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, our website, and obviously Patreon itself. So go to patreon.com, set up a quick account, simple $5 for the month, and get all these cool videos.
And that'll be the case after next Monday's show will be the first time we're going to lock it down into subscription. We hope to see you there. We do a lot of work to try and bring you shows. The other reason we like the weekly show is we can kind of get great stories. When we were doing it daily, sometimes we were reaching for stories. There's not as much happening every single day, so we're excited about this. Anyway, let's get to the show. Let's talk, first of all, Joey, about what sport is first in mind, I think, right now. Obviously, the NFL. It's a short season. We're already in week 8, I think it was. So there's a lot of things going on in the sport. Let's start with our first topic here, the undefeated teams. Only 2 left.
Yeah, there's only 2 left, and, it's the New England Patriots and San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, Tom Brady, Garoppolo, so Garoppolo learned well. The team that's going to continue probably to go on to be more San Francisco than New England. Got a bit of a tough stretch there, and, San Francisco still got some easy games with Arizona next week as well. So, but 2 undefeated teams. Quarterbacks are from the same crop. Obviously, Garoppolo learned everything he can from Brady, but more importantly, 2 teams actually right on their defense more than their superstar quarterbacks, and clearly that has been the successful part of the NFL, which is defense so far. It's been the new way of the NFL. Everyone tried to go to offense for like 3 years. Now it's back to defense.
Well, this takes us back to when I was a young guy watching the NFL. Defense was everything. And remember Pittsburgh winning 4 Super Bowls built on defense. This is coming back. It's really a trend now. Super defenses make you score less. Even Tom Brady, in his press conference this week, talked about how relieved he is that the defense is so good and he doesn't have to put up 40 points every game.
And he's showing it in his performance. He's been, above average, but not obviously Tom Brady yet, but he knows he doesn't need it until the playoffs, so I'm sure he's saving his body and his mental energy until some of these bigger games. This is about the toughest part of the schedule coming up, so we'll see. But 2 undefeated teams still going. We would like to see one possibly get 16-0. Obviously, it's always great if a team can do that, and maybe it's New England trying to get revenge for the year they lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. We will see, but 2 great teams going on. Very impressive.
Yeah, we have to slap ourselves on the wrist. We did not believe in San Francisco at the start of the year, so we have to now until they're proven different. But a great start to the season. So that's our undefeated teams. Only 2 left.
Yes.
We'll see how long it's going to be. We think there might be a challenge with New England getting past the next couple of games. We might be down to 1 team. Let's take a look at quarterback bust. I mean, we predicted it. So as much as I slapped this on the hand for the last one, I'm going to congratulate us. We said Cleveland wasn't going to be that good. We even gave them an 8-8 record, which they're going to have to work hard to get to now. Yeah. And Mayfield and this is a theory of ours. We've seen it many times. Quarterbacks have a good run when they first get on the scene, and no one cares about them because they usually get to play once their team's bad. Osweiler, guys like that, Baker Mayfield now. Others, that are out there that kind of come in late in one season are this hero, but when they're now number 1 and they're getting scouted every week, all of a sudden defenses can take advantage of these guys.
Yeah, and really there's a couple out there too, like Mitch Trubisky and stuff like that, but part of it also comes down to coaching and play calling, and they spend all their money on these shiny brand new receivers, but if your quarterback has no time to throw the ball, you have no chance. So, Baker Mayfield might be one of those quarterbacks becoming a bust. I know Ryan Leaf was one. He says, I'm worried he's too much like me. So we will see going forward how Baker Mayfield handles this. The reason why I'm putting him in the bust category right now is I don't see enough improvement there, and it is Cleveland. And I just feel like, man, that's where quarterbacks go to die. You have a coach who's inexperienced. You should have gotten a veteran coach who can raise him. Bruce Arians is in Tampa Bay doing good things with Winston. They're losing close games, but they're getting better. I'd rather see him in Cleveland with Baker Mayfield. They get an offensive line for this kid. The running back's good. The defense is good. But man, turnovers, penalties, a weak head coach, and then these shiny receivers not getting the ball. It's same in Chicago. They're not good on offense because they don't run an offense. They don't let him do anything. Mitchell Trubisky, while I don't think he's as good as some of the quarterbacks taken in his draft class, has not been able to expand on the playbook. I blame the coaching again. I don't understand where this is coming from about playing safe and relying on defense and trying to win these close games. Go blow some teams out, put up some points. Both these quarterbacks right now in the bust category, partly because of themselves, partly because of their teams. It'll be interesting to see them going forward.
Yeah, I think, and Winston, by the way, is not far from being a bust quarterback. This is season number 3, I think, for him.
Well, he's actually season number 4 at the end of his rookie deal, because him and Mariota at the same time. Yeah. Another bust is Marcus Mariota. Ryan Tannehill has come in now, 1-2 in a row. They're back to 500. His job is gone. Where will he go next? I don't know. He's been injury prone and not very impressive. Jameis Winston, I'll give him one thing. He's actually an impressive passer. So once he eliminates and runner. So when he eliminates the mistakes, which I wouldn't give up on him yet because he is just limiting mistakes from actually good qualities of a quarterback. Yeah. I'd rather have him right now than Mariota, who I think is gone. Trubisky, that I don't think he doesn't know what to do. Yeah. But that might be coaching. And then Baker Mayfield, I think, is also a guy that has less talent than Winston. So we'll see. But 4 quarterbacks that were taken high up in the draft becoming busts. Quarterbacks taken way later having good careers because they go to better teams. Very interesting conversation there.
And injuries are getting them in. But here's one conversation. Stop paying quarterbacks $30 million a year and buy an offensive line. There's no such thing as a great quarterback without an offensive line. Tom Brady understood this through his whole career and took less money to get a better offensive line. Every team needs to work on that. That is the key. The offensive line, forget all the stars around them. You don't get a good offensive line, the quarterback can get time, and running backs that run through holes. There's so many running backs out there. You don't need to get number one guy because where are we with Bell right now in the Jets? You still have to have an offensive line, right? It just doesn't matter how great you are. You've got to have that. So spend the money there. That's our passion. We've been talking about that forever. Get rid of these big contracts with quarterbacks. Get better offensive lines. And they'll be great no matter what their whatever their past is and their pedigree is. So, but Joey, let's get on number 3. Oh my God, every day we're saying it. What's going on? Field goal kickers, man. These guys can't kick anymore. It's unreal.
Not only do they struggle to kick, I think it's a mistake on teams right now the way they're handling kickers. So first of all, they're releasing them too fast. Cody Parkey is the guy who missed the kick in Chicago. He's on the Chargers now. He's had a perfect start to his season.
One miss.
One big miss. Other thing is, hold on to your veterans. Adam Vinatieri, Robbie Gould, Steven Gostkowski before he got hurt, and then Mike Nugent's come in for Gostkowski as a veteran, has done just fine replacing him. Veteran kickers need to be held on to. I don't know why they're getting rid of them so fast, but again, it comes down to cutting them. Robbie Gould struggled at the beginning of the season, so did Vinatieri. They've kept them going, and now they've looked pretty good. Adam Vinatieri's made a big field goal to win the game this week. So handling the kickers is very, very poor right now. Obviously, the kickers overall are not as good as they used to be. The extra point has put a jinx on them
out. Yeah.
But anyways, it will always be the continuing story in the NFL, as now they are by far deciding games, not from field goals to win games or missing field goals throughout the game, from extra points. It's absolutely ridiculous how important this has become, which leads me to a quick little thing of go for 2 points. I don't understand why teams aren't doing it. You're way closer. Yeah. If you're a good team like
3 yards,
I think of Dallas, I think of New England, teams with good offensive lines, you can't throw or run that ball in or have a quarterback on the run and him run in. It's baffling right now. So anyways, the quick topic there, field goal kickers, is just a mystery.
Yeah, and the other thing we're doing there too is, in a football game, how many guys drop passes? We see it all the time. How many mistakes does the quarterback make? And as a kicker, you make one mistake and all of a sudden you're on the sidelines. Like, what the hell? Give them the same benefit.
On the street.
The really unfortunate part for them is that what they do is so magnified because they're the only one out there. quite obvious to win a game or tie a game or whatever, or you see games where they're 0-2 and their confidence is getting shot and they're worried about being released. You know what? Make them a player like every other player. We watched players drop passes yesterday at an alarming rate. Like these guys can't even catch anymore. So anyway, we feel for the field goal kickers. Although when they miss them too and it's on your team, you're also upset about it. So,
but Jason Myers,
we get the feel about it.
He broke all the Jets records. He broke Jacksonville's records. And why is he on his third team? I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't get it. It's amazing. Anyway, we hope for the field goal kickers that it all settles down because there's a lot of games hanging on their leg late in the game for sure. Listen, number 4 here, going for touchdowns. Joey, this is what we're talking about, is these teams are and it happened yesterday. Chicago didn't even play the last 2 downs. They just got to the field goal kicker who missed it. They lost the game. When they could have kept running the ball, they had time. They could have tried for the touchdown. Instead, you're settling. We just talked about the challenges field goal kickers have. What is this?
Yeah, so this is like off the heels of how bad field goal kickers have been. Yeah. They're not going for touchdowns, and they're not even going for a lot of yards anymore. It's kind of pathetic. You know, I saw the Colts do it and the Bears specifically do it yesterday. The Colts got lucky. Adam Vinatieri made a 51-yard field goal. But 51 yards, they didn't even try to keep going. It was the weirdest thing. And then, obviously, Chicago was the biggest thing. I mean, you got down there. You could have gone for a touchdown. You could have at least ran the ball and see if your running back could break one. You don't even attempt that. You take a knee, and then your kicker respectfully goes out and misses it. I'm so glad he actually missed it because, truthfully, I think it was horrible play calling. And the coach's reasoning was stupid in the press conference. I wasn't even thinking about passing it. I wasn't even thinking about running it. I was like, why?
Yeah, and it's not like
it's not a reason.
You don't have a perfect field goal kicker. Nobody does. Even Vinatieri had missed one earlier in the game.
Yeah.
He actually had to make up for it with that.
Right.
But 51, he had 3 kicks over 50 yards. First of all, you never used to kick the ball like that at those distances. And I think kickers are also getting a bad name because of misses at that distance, and then their confidence is getting shot. So you know what? You're putting the game on the line, 50-yard field goals. Like they were lucky.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on
in the Colts, but Chicago didn't get that lucky.
The young kids are getting picked and like signed to teams because of how far they can kick it.
Yeah.
But the veterans are about how accurate you can kick it. I think that's the one thing.
But you got to get them a few more yards. That's the only.
That's the only thing. But I think that's more valuable right now. Where I think they've gone for all these kids out of college, all these kids who come to camp and can kick it 57, 60 yards. But guess what? If he doesn't make it, he doesn't make it. So anyways. This topic's about the goal for the touchdown. Chicago Bears should have thrown it one time, maybe ran it. They had one timeout left. I think it was weird that they didn't do something to at least get closer. And of course he misses, so it's perfect comment. But that's why I wanted to talk about it.
On the 15-yard line. Like, I get that. Then take the knee and kick a chip shot.
No,
it's just things can go wrong.
You have time.
So,
yeah, I mean, I get it, but you still have time. In this day and age, you got to look at the percentages, and your kickers are missing, and he was still a 40-yard field goal. You got to get closer. You got to maybe try to go for a touchdown. You couldn't have lost it. And guess what? If that guy fumbles, then you should cut him. Yeah. But instead, the kicker looks bad, and now they're calling for his head in Chicago. But anyways,
just an interesting the coach's head. The Bears are playing awful.
Right.
That coach should be on the hot seat for that. And they're talking about the wrong guy in my mind. Although the kickers, they've got to make them. That's their life. Unfortunately, it's what they get paid for. But we want to see them go for more touchdowns instead of this sucking out that they're doing all the time and relying on these kickers that just aren't making it. Joey, Tom Brady here. They're undefeated again. I mean, it's unbelievable. I was going to mention our discussions. Tom Brady should become a quarterback mentor when his career is done. He should run some kind of NFL camp, send them all to him in the offseason while he teaches these guys how to play quarterback. He's just the best. He
is the best, and he's probably just because he's the smartest as much as he is talent-wise. But really, Tom Brady's in here not for that reason. I put him in this list. I want to talk about the fact that it's the story that's been going around the NFL is that he sold his house, his trainer sold his house, and he's voided his contract. So that means two things. One, he's going to go play somewhere else, or two, he's going to retire. Now, I'm going to go on the record right now and say he's going to retire. It has nothing to do with him going to play for the Chargers or the Rams. I cannot see that happening. I don't know why he would do that to his body. His wife wants to leave Boston. She wants to go to New York or LA, and she wants him to retire. This has nothing to do with him going to play for another team. I think he's looked at his season this year. Like I said, it's below his regular numbers. I think his passion to play is still there, but I think his facts of he's broken all the records you can break. His wife kind of wants him to retire. I think he has a good defense that will probably get him another Super Bowl this year, and I think he's done. I don't see why he'd want to go somewhere else. I know it's his relationship with Belichick has been torn apart.
Yeah.
But really, if I'm Tom Brady, man, and I'm his people in his camp. You don't want to pull the Brett Favre. I mean, Brett Favre did leave. He had a chance to win with Minnesota, I guess. But Brett Favre had one Super Bowl. He had to kind of take a chance in my mind.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Please retire if you're not going to return to New England. I think all signs point to it. Adam Schefter is the most confident human being you've ever seen on this topic. He says it's done for Tom Brady. And I just hope it ends on another Super Bowl with this defense.
Well, I think you're totally wrong. I think Brady wants to play. Every interview he's in, he loves playing. He still feels young. I think he wants to play out his contract. He wants to play to at least 45. I think that you're going to see him go to another team if he has to make his family right. I think this is what he does, and his wife does what she does, but they need to be in L.A. He has obviously dominated 20 years of playing in Boston. I think he will move. I'm not sure where he can go. Obviously, he can't go and replace Goff. They just paid him a fortune.
Philip Rivers'
but he can
contract's
certainly
up.
get to L.A. Chargers. This is a sad season for Philip Rivers, unfortunately. And I honestly got to tell you, I haven't followed Philip Rivers' tone in his, his talking about his career and where he's going. But I guarantee you, if he was to retire, I see Tom Brady with the Chargers next year. I don't think he's ready to retire. And that's, we're going to disagree on that one. But I don't think he's ready to retire at all.
Real quick, it's like the Chargers, he could definitely go there. Philip Rivers' contract's up with, so they have complete options
and
there.
after this season.
Philip Rivers will not retire. He wants to play to 45, he said. But he also has 9 kids, so any team that wants to pick him up, it's a big move for him.
It's a big contract.
It'll have to be somewhere close, honestly, somewhere close to... I don't know how many teams are close to LA right now, but his family lives in San Diego. I doubt he wants to move 9 kids from school and move him somewhere else. So he might have to go play himself and go live on his own. But this is a big question mark here. Yeah. It's something we're going to follow throughout. Again, I just hope it ends on another high note because he deserves it. But, man, I think it's all because Belichick's taking control of his team, cutting his best friend in Brian Hoyer, cutting Demaryius Thomas.
But here's what has to happen. We'll do it quickly. Belichick wants to win without Brady.
Of course he does.
He doesn't want his whole career to be... He has his whole career has been based on Brady. I think he wants Brady out.
Both of them.
He wants to show that he can still win, and he can coach longer than Tom can play quarterback. So
and I tell you what, Josh McDaniels wants to be a head coach.
Yeah.
I say Brady takes him with him if he goes to another team. So Josh McDaniels and Brady will ride together somewhere else.
I think
he's
Chargers
the coach
are logical because if they had another 13-3 season, I'd say no.
Yeah.
But they got to be questioning Rivers right now. They're going to miss the playoffs, and he doesn't look good at all. So they've got to question that. But there you go. Brady, it's going to be an exciting story as we get towards the end of the year. Really sad story because great personality, unbelievable
maybe the greatest
player.
Guy in football.
J.J. Watt down for the season.
J.J. Watt, honestly, maybe the greatest guy in football. This one, there's not much to talk about here except, obviously
talk about it if you don't know and you didn't watch.
I guess
he's out for the season.
If you don't know, he's out for the season, which is it's a big loss for Houston. But I'd say if there's any positive, he's not really the guy anymore for that team. It's not about that defense. It's about Deshaun Watson, that offense, which he's an absolute stud right now. People are comparing him to Michael Jordan, the way he moves and can find ways to win games. But I will say it's the biggest loss to the NFL just because of his personality. I mean, guys, if you want to know who J.J. Watt is, you may not know him because he's a defensive player, but you should know him. He should be the MVP a couple times already.
He's got hero status on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah,
really.
On the defensive side of the ball, he's a hero. His whole family's great, by the way. His brother's also in the NFL. Both his brothers, actually, I believe, are in the NFL. TJ, and I don't know that guy, sorry, bud. But yes, a great family, great guy. Go watch J.J. Watt on YouTube. He plays catch with fans before games. He just walks around the stadium throwing the ball around with all the kids. Great guy. Raised all that money for the people in Houston. No.
Oh, was it Houston?
Houston.
I think you're right.
Houston, Houston. He raised all that money for Houston. And he's just a passionate guy on defensive ball. And his interviews are great too. So just this is more of a heart thing because he's just such a great guy. And he's important for the NFL. Hopefully he can come back, but this is his 3rd year out of 4. He's going to finish the season on IR, and
really that's
tough.
So we wish him the best. Really sad to see such a great player and great person, more importantly. So next one is a favorite of mine anyway. You like the way he plays, but Joe Flacco, when he went to the Broncos, I thought this was going to be a great thing for them, and these coaches are just hemming him in, as well as a bad offensive line, but he really spoke out about it.
So and the confusing thing about NFL right now is teams not being aggressive on offense. It's weird, all these close games. I don't really understand it. Broncos, one of those teams. They're 2-6.
Strong defense.
But they're 2-6. They've lost 4 games by 1 possession or less. And you have Joe Flacco, and Joe Flacco called him out saying, we're 2-6. We're not going in on 4th down. We have 2 minutes to score. We don't go for it. He goes, I don't understand it. They're not letting me throw the ball downfield, which, by the way, if Joe Flacco has one main strength, it's the fact he can gun it like almost the whole entire field at 6'4". And really, he'd be valuable somewhere else. And I think he did this to either get traded or to run the offense himself. Again, another defensive head coach that's not good at running this offense. And it's just very confusing, though, why these teams are doing this. You're losing and you're not changing. It's like Chicago. Mitch Trubisky can play. You're not changing. Flacco's the same thing. He can play, and you're 2-6, and you're not changing the way you play your offense and letting him throw the ball down the field. Guess what? He's a veteran. Let him call his own plays. Let him throw 4 interceptions. What does it matter? You're not scoring points right now anyways. It'd be different if you're a team who's putting up 21 and then giving up 24. No, you're scoring 14. Yeah. You need to let him throw the ball.
And the shocking part about all this is oh my God, quarterback, our Broncos former quarterback.
Elway,
thank you. Oh my God, I can't believe I lost his name. Anyway, it's hard to believe you got Elway at the top of this organization who used to gun the ball down the field all the time. That was his whole play, is not getting together with these coaches saying, this is another brutal season for the Broncos. And I think Elway's gone, but he should be down there saying, let Flacco go down the field. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is how we won Super Bowls, is when Elway did that. So I don't get it. It's really unfortunate. I think we see Flacco on the move near the playoffs. Why bring him in if you're not gonna be better? You must get some young quarterback in there. So unfortunate for Flacco to go there. He's at the end of his career, and this is a really disastrous season. Too bad, because he was a good quarterback. Made the playoffs for like 8 straight years with Baltimore, and this is too bad that it's gone that way. Joey, number 8 here are some other disappointments this year, and there's been a number of them.
Yeah. So we kind of cover them based off players, but now the specific teams. First of all, one big disappointment. This is about the NFL. Actually, this isn't about teams at all. Well, kind of about teams. Is there's a lot of really tankers this year, and I think it's disappointing to see the NFL have this. You got 4 teams with 1 win or less. You got Miami, Cincinnati, Washington, and Atlanta. The reason why I put this in disappointments this year is because I hate when I see this in any sport, and really I feel like it's because they're becoming so dependent on draft classes now that when they feel like they don't got it, they really go for not getting it. And I just think there should be something in here.
It's a fight to the bottom, which is not what you want to see.
Yeah, and I just feel like there should be something better in here. First of all, I don't understand why teams are doing this anyways. Just because you get a shiny new quarterback doesn't mean you're going to win. We've seen that already. But it's a disappointment for me this year. I just feel like all these teams being this bad. You've had a lot of horrible games. This Monday night game tonight, as this video gets up, it is Pittsburgh and Miami. My God. You got Arizona at least, who's turning it around a little bit. But anyways, that's one of the disappointments this year. Disappointment teams.
Joey, just to what you said in your point before that about getting the bottom and getting a shiny new quarterback, that's what's happened to Arizona, and they are showing that that's successful. So you
had players around him though.
Yeah, you do see the value of that. And having those late picks. The other thing you can trade them, which they should all do for offensive linemen, because they have Rosen, who's a decent quarterback in Miami. Yeah. They just got to get a line that you get more than one step away before someone's tackling you. But they do see that. They see what happened in Arizona this year, and they hope and wish for that kind of result.
Well, again, you have to have a coach that matches your quarterback, so maybe they do, maybe they don't. But more importantly, I just think it's disappointing that that's the way the league is, that there's such bottoms this year, like very, very bottom teams. Now let's go to some disappointment teams that are virtually out of the playoffs. One is Cleveland. Not surprising to us, but disappointing for sure. The Chargers, big surprise and total disappointment.
13-3 for this year? That's unreal.
Wow.
Unreal.
Chicago's obviously one of them.
I picked Chicago to win the division, so it's a real big disappointment for me. I can't believe how bad they are. I mean, they're terrible. Yeah. It's unreal that this could happen.
Atlanta, which it says one team's 1-6. Them thinking to make the playoffs? I don't know, but I mean, goddamn, 1-6 is
they're not making playoffs. But they also have too much talent. That's a challenge at the coaching level, and they got to get rid of it now. I mean, they're too far down the line from the last Super Bowl. These guys are not performing. Just start to move players. Get yourself set up with a different style or type of team. Matt Ryan, he's injured, unfortunately, probably the happiest. Yesterday on the sidelines, I think he was the happiest guy in the world.
Oh, he was laughing, He was out for the year. He's giggling and laughing. Yeah. So that kind of wraps up our disappointments. For me, those 3 teams, though, are shockingly disappointing and really unfortunate for the NFL. Atlanta's got to get on board. But anyways, we won't dive too much into that. But there you go. Real bottom teams this year. I don't like that. And I don't like these teams suffering because of bad coaches, as far as I'm concerned. Good talent on both these teams.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
3 of these teams.
For sure it is. And we're going to see what's going to happen with these guys. I think the league's going to take a look at their rules around draft picks and all
Yeah,
that. You just can't have teams outwardly, especially when you have a league that is built on betting. You know what? I mean, there's lots of sports getting into betting now, but the NFL is built on wagering. I mean, there's more talk about the wagering than there is about the game.
Oh, yeah.
There's like ultimate shows all the time talking about wagering and the picks and the fantasy football and all this kind of stuff. You cannot have obviously tanking teams.
I tell you, that's another reason why I go for touchdowns and don't kick field goals. It's pissing me off when I get my spreads.
Especially that Green Bay when you sat down. Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk next about Belichick earning his 300th win. That's number 3 in coaches. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and obviously not a ton to talk about here. We know his greatness. I think it's just a great milestone. They were putting it up over the years. Same owner, same coach, same quarterback for 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't have asked for anything better. Him earning his 300, congratulations to him. Believe it or not, he was once a coach of Cleveland too.
It was bad.
I think he went like 7-9 actually.
Yeah.
It wasn't awful for Cleveland, but so very impressed. 300 wins, second all time. Truly a genius. Finds new ways to rebuild his team. More importantly, rebuild his coach staff, which I think is very impressive.
Yeah.
Really, without Brady,
any great mentor that coaches go on are good.
Right,
coaches.
that's what I mean. Like without Brady, Josh McDaniels was gone too. But think of the defensive coordinators he's had to lose over the years, and they've gone on to be pretty good coaches. And just all around, actually, I think misunderstood guy from obviously the media, but a lovable, kind of funny guy.
You get away from the NFL.
A decent
He's
sense
really
of humor.
funny.
Yeah, and when you see him outside the coaching hat, like when he puts on, like takes his coaching hat off, and he was doing the NFL 100. He's very cool. He was very cool at the end of every Super Bowl when he does his press conference. He's actually pretty happy. Overall, a good coach, got it done. Very impressive. Definitely a staple for the NFL, and a lot of coaches are going to look to him on how to run their organization going forward. But congratulations.
Back to the Brady conversation. I think he's going to get Brady to move, and he's going to try and take the next one second place.
That's why he kept the kid
without Brady.
Yeah.
I think he's going to want to show that he could coach without Brady. We talked about that briefly. So hopefully he reaches the next milestone. He can get a number 2. It's a lot of wins, but he's going to try and do it without Brady to show his coaching. So anyway, let's take a look at tonight's game, Joey, and you just commented really.
Well, actually, I want to look at Thursday night's game.
Look at Thursday night's game.
Yeah, tonight's game's whatever. Pittsburgh, Miami. I am going to go with Miami to cover the spread. It's like 14.5, and
with the third string quarter.
Pittsburgh's not that good, guys.
Third string quarterback in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, give me a break. And Ryan Fitzpatrick's still playing with his heart on his sleeve, which I absolutely love for a team that's
the run he had last week was kind of funny.
I love it. I totally love it. So I hope they get the win. Actually, I hope they win the game, not just cover the spread. But I am going to go with Miami.
Okay, listen. You hope they cover because we're in eliminator.
In the win.
We're in an eliminator pool, and we know that, like last week, everybody picked Miami or Buffalo to beat Miami, and Miami almost did it for us. We've already got our win in the bag from Thursday night. And last Thursday,
Minnesota,
so we're hoping if Miami wins, we could probably wipe out the pool and pick up all the winnings behind us. So there's only like 10 guys left in the whole pool. Let's hope they're all in Miami, and let's hope Pittsburgh can throw a stinker out there for us.
Yeah, and then let's look at the Thursday night game. Actually, a better game, a very interesting game. Arizona now with 3 wins, 3-4-1. Wasn't very competitive against the Saints. They are playing San Francisco. I think San Francisco will win this game. But the reason why I wanted to mention it, obviously, it's the next game in line. More importantly, Thursday night games seem to be very out there. And this upset, guys, at least to cover the spread because it's very probable that if a team's going to throw a stinker, a lot of times it's on their Thursday night game. And I'm interested to see how San Francisco responds. They played a pretty easy game against Carolina, ran the ball a lot. So I'll be interested to see, anyways, on a short rest, how San Francisco handles it against a tough Arizona team with a fun young quarterback to watch. A good Thursday night game. It could be a blowout, but I think has potential to be very, very exciting.
Yeah.
And to watch some future stars of the NFL and future teams of the NFL. So Thursday night, guys, I'm going to roll with San Francisco, but I just want to put it out there. Thursday night provides a lot of interesting material and potential upset there.
Well, with only 4 days rest getting into, or not even, you got 3 real rest days and then game day. So you never know what's going to happen. These are when the surprises happen, and I think that Thursday night might show up to break the undefeated streak. But I got to admit, San Francisco looks really strong.
They look too good.
So we'll see what happens Thursday night. But there you go in the NFL. Our top 10 stories of the week. Obviously, there could be 50 in the NFL, but those are the top most interesting ones to us. We're going to take a break now. We're going to come back with the NHL here shortly, and we look forward to next week of NFL football. We're getting halfway through the season. It's amazing.
It is amazing.